can't wait for you, big bad dog. Let's do it today. Let's stand out. Let's stand out for every man next to you. It gotta mean something. It gotta mean something. If we want to go somewhere, we gotta do it today. We gotta do it today. Let's go. Let's go, baby. All in, all out, baby. All in. Win on three. 1, 2, 3, win.
Yo, what's up, everyone? It is that time again. It is time for Niner recaps. It's week 4 we're going over now. Yesterday's game, Monday night, Niners versus the Rams. Obviously we won. It's great. Gotta love it. Was I worried? Sure. Last game wasn't very good. So didn't know what I was going to get. I mean, I always hope that my team's going to win, and I'm always going to hope that my team's going to win no matter what. It's all right, but we can get into this. Oh, excuse me. So, Niners versus Rams, Monday Night Football. We won 24-9, which is awesome. We had some good things, and as kind of usual, you have some good things, you have some bad things. Well, I don't know about bad, but could have been better. Maybe it's better in this one because we won, and we won by 15, so it wasn't terrible. But there was a minute where the game was pretty close for a while, so it is what it is. But yeah. I thought the offense looked pretty good for the most part. There was definitely stuff left out on the field. There were some missed opportunities. Obviously, the time we got to the goal line and all we got was a field goal or the missed field goal, those are two things that, obviously you either want touchdowns or you want to get the scores when you're trying to get scores, especially the missed field goal. We were up 17-9, and the field goal would have put us 20-9, and obviously that's better than 8 points. So, as a matter of fact, I after Robbie missed it, I screamed F real loud, and my Apple Watch said, "Hey, loud noise over 90 decibels." I thought that was kind of funny. Didn't realize I could get that loud, but apparently I can. I guess a lot of people heard me say that, among other things. Of course. But, the defense played really well again. They gave up points, but they only gave up field goals, and 3 of them, 9 points. That's it. They gave up, 6 technically last week out of the 11 that the Broncos had, and then they only gave up – actually, they gave up nothing in the Seattle game because they got that on a blocked field goal. And, the Bears won. I forgot what the score was, but we gave up whatever many points we gave up in that game. So, yeah, defense still played really well. We got some turnovers, fumble recovery, interception for a touchdown, Talanoa Hufanga. That was the other time that I was screaming really loud. My watch didn't go off, but I'm pretty sure I was pretty loud. Pretty sure that's what happened. But it was crazy. We had 4 sacks in the first half on defense. We were shutting them down. Our first possession, we went down the field and scored on a running play when they only got a field goal on their first possession. But they did move the ball in their first possession. Had me a little worried, but then, when we held them to only a field goal, I was like, okay, it's not terrible. And considering the fact that we ended up going down and scoring ourselves, definitely helps. But, yeah, I thought, considering that Trent Williams was out, that the line played pretty well. McKivitz got hurt, and Jalen Moore had to come in, and I thought he did all right. I didn't really see too much given up by him. Burford had an issue with Donald at one point. He came out of the game for a little while. Brunskill came in for a little while. He did well. Burford came back in the game, and I didn't really see too much of a problem with him after that. I think he did, pretty well for the most part. McGlinchey was decent. Everybody, did a decent job, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, it's just and we scored when we needed to score, and we kept the lead, and we never lost the lead, and we never let them come back. So, I mean, that's good, right? I do have some stats from the game that I wanted to look at, so I'm going to bring those up now. Uh, as you can see, the Rams had 257 total yards, and we had 327. Positive for us. They had 200 passing yards. We had 239 passing yards. Again, positive for us. They had 57 rushing yards. We had 88. Again, a positive for us. Now, here's the thing I have to say, because I personally made a bold prediction that the 49ers were going to rush for a total of 175 yards. And obviously, they didn't get there. But I also didn't think we were going to pass a lot. And I also didn't think passing was going to be that successful. But if passing is that successful, obviously you go with it. And running was successful too, but it was like we had one really big run. So that accounted for a majority of that 88 yards. Most of it was just little stuff. And then at the end, we were running it, trying to run the clock out basically. And we weren't really getting anywhere. We were just kind of just doing it just to waste time, make them waste their timeouts, and then, pretty much game over. So that has a lot to do with it too. Rams had 3.5 yards per play. We had 6.7, so that's positive for us. Funny enough, and I think these two stats are indicative of the fact that they had the ball, they just couldn't score. They had 21 first downs, we only had 13. So they were moving the ball. They just couldn't put touchdowns on the board. They could only get field goals, and not every time. And I think you'll see later with the sacks, which you can see already on the screen. That's indicative of that too. I mean, they move, and then we push them back, and then they move again, and we push them back. You know what I mean? So sometimes they had a punt, and other times they had to settle for a field goal when they got points. Third down efficiency, they were 5 for 15, and we were 5 for 12. So our efficiency was a little bit better. I mean, it's not outstanding, but it's better. It's definitely better than what we had prior, probably. So that's a good sign. They ran 73 plays, we only ran 49. But again, we won. So now here's like I said, this is why even though they had 21 first downs and they were moving the ball, they weren't really scoring a lot. They allowed 7 sacks, 4 of those sacks of which were in the first half. So in the second half, we only had an additional 3. It's almost the same. Now we didn't allow any, so that's great. That's outstanding. That's what we want. We both punted 4 times, so they stopped us 4 times. We stopped them 4 times. They only had 1 penalty for 5 yards. We had 4 penalties for 25 yards. I mean, it's not good to have that many penalties, but it didn't hurt us in any way. It didn't cause us a problem. They lost the fumble. We had no fumbles. And they threw an interception, which was a pick 6, which was 7 of the points. We didn't have any. And they had a time of possession for 34 minutes, 34 seconds. We only had 25, 26. But again, this is indicative of, the first downs and the time of possession, because that they had the ball and they moved the ball. They moved the ball well for the most part, but they just weren't scoring points. They got, when they did score, it was only field goals. They got in the red zone at least 3 times, but they only got 9 points. So, I think that's good. Not something you want to do. And, it was important for us to win the game. We were 1-2. This makes us 2-2, plus 2-0 in the division, which makes us in first place in the division, which is great. Getting ready to go play the Panthers next week, which is a game I'm going to. At least I'm supposed to. I guess I could explain that. Back in, I don't know, was it March or May, I got with the guy that I know through my card collecting hobby, I guess, that does ticketing, sporting events, concerts, whatever. Minuteman tickets. Scotty K. And I went to him and I'm like, hey, I want to get these tickets to the Panthers game. And he gave me some seats and pricing. And then I said, okay, I want these ones. And he ordered them. But I ordered them. And apparently he got an email back saying that somebody had ordered the seats that he was trying to order for me a minute before him. Well, because it went to his spam, he didn't see it. And then last week, I said, hey, when, if you got the tickets yet, or when you're going to get the tickets? And he said, no, usually we get them about 48 hours before. But because I asked, he checked on them and found out that he didn't get them. Now, he offered to upgrade me for a little bit more money. I didn't really have any extra money to upgrade, so I said I couldn't. And he said that he would get me the tickets. As of yet, I don't know if he's gotten them. But I hope so, because I'm really looking forward to it. I got a hotel room reserved. I got the 49ers Rush podcast meet and greet or whatever on Saturday that I have tickets for me, my girlfriend, and my son. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It's literally this Sunday of this week. It's Tuesday now. Yeah, I really want to go. I think I trust him. I mean, everyone swears by Scotty K, so I'm cool with that. I think it'll be fine. But technically, right now, I don't have tickets. He's working on it, and he's supposed to get them for me. But as of right now, that's what I have. Yeah. Sorry, I just ate dinner, and it was like I don't know how to explain it. It's like a rice and chicken and vegetable thing, and it has like smoked paprika in it, stuff like that. And it's kind of making me, my nose is acting up. But yeah, that's not what you're here for, though. So yeah, I'm supposed to go to the game next week, and hopefully I get to go. But as far as this game is concerned, like I said, I thought we did pretty well. The defense was outstanding. I mean, Bosa is killing it out there. I mean, the man gets held almost every play. As a matter of fact, I think it got called once, but it was declined because he still got the sack on that play. Crazy. I think he had 2 sacks in that game. Somebody else had 2 sacks, and there was a couple of people with 1 sack each. Lenore had 1, and was it Warner that got the other one? I don't remember now. Actually, you know what? I got the stats over here real quick. I could tell you in a minute here. 49ers defense. Diamador Lenore had 1. Samson Ebelkov had 2. Nick Bosa had 2. Oh, Charles Menny had the other one. Oh, and Hassan Ridgway had 1 too. Oh, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, those are the 7 sacks. I'm not surprised by the Lenore one. That's like a thing we've done before with the nickel quarter. Excuse me again for the coughing and stuff. I did have COVID a couple weeks ago, but I'm good now. But it's lingering plus the food, whatever. But besides the point. Yeah, so I mean, the defense played really well. The offense played well enough. Obviously, Debo making a play, that one scary throw. Jimmy Garoppolo throws it high, and Debo jumps and plucks it out of the air. But to be honest, after you see it a few times, you realize that if he'd have thrown that where he should have thrown that, it might have been a pick 6 the other way, and that would have been a problem for us because we were only up 7-6 at that point. And Debo plucking it out of the air and going for a touchdown for it made it 14-6 us. So, yeah, it was a scary throw, but it was one that, even though it was a high and it looked scary, it was, it was needed for sure. Also, what else with the offense? Oh, it's John V. Okay, all right. This is the first time he's come on here. And I've had this video queued up for him, so I'm going to play it right now. this is what pops in my head every time I see John B. So, what's up, John? So back to what I was talking about in the game. But yeah, we had to play with Debo. And he scored a touchdown. It was a scary play, but it worked out for us. Of course, I like the long run by Jeff Wilson Jr. for our first touchdown. And so yeah, but like I said, the defense played really well. 7 sacks, 4 in the first half. Overall, it was great. It was nice to win. Get back to our winning ways. I watched the game. The game went off. I went into the kitchen. I took my shot of Gold Bar bourbon and was like, all right, go to bed now. As I'm all amped up after watching the Monday night game and need to get up at 6:30 in the morning to go to work. Well, I say go to work. I mean, I work from home technically, but get up at 6:30 in the morning and start working. Or, well, I don't start till 7:15, but I log into everything. But besides the point. So yeah, I mean, I thought it was a pretty good game overall, and defense played really well. The offense did well enough. I mean, they didn't make any mistakes really. They did what they needed to do. The defense missed some opportunities. Definitely could have had more interceptions than they did, but again, it doesn't really matter when the end result is you winning by 15 points, and that's what it was. I mean, Fungus sealed the deal with his pick 6. It was awesome. I jumped up and was screaming F the Rams at my TV. I was giving middle fingers, all kinds of craziness. I get like that, which is funny because I'm pretty sure you see me in these videos and you're like, okay, this guy is laid back and quiet, but not during a football game. And everyone in this house knows not to mess with me, especially if the 49ers lose. So, yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, like I said, it was a good game. I showed you the stats. We did well, and we won. And now we're first place in the division. And I'm excited to go to the game next week in Charlotte. Like I said earlier, hopefully the ticket thing gets taken care of, but I have a feeling it will be, so I should be there. And then I'll recap that game when I get a chance, probably Monday sometime when I get back, because that's supposed to be when I'm coming back from Charlotte. Supposed to go down there Saturday and come back Monday sometime. So, yeah. All right. Peace. Stay woke. Thanks, guys.